Welcome to Highly Regarded. My name is Ulrich, and this is the third of 5 videos about the 100 most highly regarded players of all time. Utilizing my easy understand metrics, I've updated rankings reflecting the 24-25 season, and we're going to go over players 60 to 41 here. Want to jump to the top 20 and call it a day? Well, it's probably not a good idea. The standard doesn't give much regard to popularity, so there are many surprises awaiting every tier. In this set, you'll find 3 players who have a statue dedicated to their career by their team. Now, while each player will get their own half video sometime in the future, I wanted to summarize the rankings here in one series. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to list the players and give a little something about each of them and then keep it pushing. It's going to be brief. I'm not trying to take up all you guys' time, okay? And I'll also tell you where they were ranked the year before. Even some older players, they moved their ranks a little bit just because of how the relative number of current players impact the average number in different categories. All right, let's get started. Number 60, Chet Walker, 60 last year. And look, you couldn't tell by just looking at the stats that Chet was actually aging. He reduced his rebounding over the years, but his scoring actually increased. His best season was 1972, where he got 22 points and 6.1 rebounds a game while shooting 85% from the free throw line on a dangerous Dick Motta Chicago Bull team. Number 59, Elgin Baylor, 59 last year, Rookie of the Year, 1959. Elgin rebounded, Elgin scored, but Elgin shot the ball a lot. In fact, he shot more than anyone. In the 1961-62 season, he had 33 field goal attempts per game, which would have been a record, but he only played 48, so he didn't reach the threshold. He is the all-time leader in field goal attempts per game for a career, though, at 23.8. Wow. Scored 71 points in a game, all-time Laker leader in rebounds. Number 58, Patrick Ewing, 58 last year, Rookie of the Year, 1986, could score from anywhere on the floor. All-time Knicks leader in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. Strong argument for the best Knick ever using measures other than what's on this channel. More to come on that later. Number 57, Terry Porter, 57 last year. Very few players were as efficient as Terry Porter. In his prime, 4 years of deep playoff runs with the Blazers, he was shooting over 40% from 3. Assist to turnover ratio was almost 3.0. That's really good. And he was even more deadly in the playoffs. A quintessential point guard that was severely underrated. All-time Blazer leader in assists. Number 56, Steve Nash, 56 last year, 2-time MVP, and it's arguable that Nash is overrated due to famously stealing Kobe's MVPs and playing with Marion and Stoudemire. However, neither of those players nor Coach Mike D'Antoni would have their careers without him. He had 50, 40, 90 seasons in 06, 08, 09, and 2010, and many more close calls. Look, I don't think that anyone else has that many, but I haven't verified that yet. All-time Suns leader in assists. Number 55, Paul Pierce, 55 last year, 2008 Finals MVP, many memorable playoff runs, inspirational scorer for a storied franchise, all-time Celtic leader in steals. 01-02 was his best personal season, averaging 26.1, 6.9, 3.2 assists, and 1.9 steals, and 40% from the three-point line. This was the beginning of a decade-long run of all-star nods. Number 54, Horace Grant, 54 last year. This guy would have low turnovers, high offensive rebounds, high field goal percentage, reliable free throw percentage, everything a team needs to win, right? But Grant would never get a play called for him, but somehow he'd always end up with a double-double. He's a prime example that basketball is more than just ball-dominant, shoot-first players. Number 52, Ray Allen, 53 last year, career 40% at three-point shooting. His name is synonymous with the long ball. He started his career as a high-scoring first option and transitioned to a high-functioning role player that resulted in 2 championships for himself. Number 52, Bob Lanier, 52 last year, high scoring, high rebounding, but low presence in the playoffs, transitioned to a support role in Milwaukee the last third of his career in hopes for team success, and that he just never found. Number 51, Sam Jones, 51 last year. Only one player has more championships than Sam, and I bet you can guess who. Look, Sam only had one job: shoot the lights out, and he did. And in the playoffs, he was even more lethal. Number 50, Paul Arizin, 50 last year, Rookie of the Year 1951, undersized rebounder, lethal scorer, only averaged under 20 points a game one time. Arizin averaged 21.4 points per game the season that Wilt averaged 50. Look, you could say that Paul definitely got his, right? Number 49, Scottie Pippen, 48 last year, seemingly perfect number 2 to a perfect number 1. When Jordan took a hiatus, he established himself as a premier example of a two-way player, earning first-team All-NBA and defense 3 years in a row. After Chicago, his years in Houston and Portland were consistent as a role player. Number 48, Adrian Dantley, 49 last year, Rookie of the Year 1977, the purest of scorers. And 4 times he averaged over 30 points a game without a good three-point shot. He couldn't shoot from long range at all. And he was only 6'5". Was traded by the Lakers the offseason before their championship in 1980, and a decade later traded by the Pistons before their 1989 championship. He never won. Hard breaks for him. Number 47, Zelmo Beatty, 46 last year. He had a unique path starting his career in the NBA and finishing in the ABA. He was an all-star in both. Led the Utah Stars to an ABA championship, and his most productive season was 22.9 points and 15.7 rebounds. Number 46, Clyde Drexler, 45 last year. He was the reason that Portland didn't select Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan was the reason this athletic shooting guard was always overlooked. He was everything you could want in a star guard, career averages of 20.4 points, 6.1 rebounds, 5.6 assists, all-time Blazer leader in steals. Number 45, Rick Barry, 44 last year, Rookie of the Year 1966, 1975 NBA Finals MVP. 4 times he scored over 30 points per game in a season. Immaculate free throw shooter, underhanded. We can all say Barry was a bucket. He averaged 2 assists per game in his career, although they didn't start tracking steals until halfway through his career. He probably would have had more than that. Number 44, Rudy Gobert, 47 last year. 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and while he's often mocked for his awkward offensive game, no one can take away his objective positive impact on his teams. He's the all-time record holder in true shooting percentage in the regular season and playoffs. Number 43, Manu Ginobili, 43 last year, 6th Man of the Year 2008, the man who brought the Eurostep to America, did more off the bench than most people did starting their whole career. That award-winning year, he had 11.1 win shares off the bench. Now, for context, Kyrie Irving never had that many win shares in a season who started every game he played. And Isaiah Thomas from the Pistons' best season is 11.2 win shares, just barely above Ginobili. But the catch is he really was a bench player. Career minutes per game, 24.5. That's 1/3 less of what Thomas and Irving have for their careers. All-time Spurs leader in steals. Number 42, Pau Gasol, Rookie of the Year 2002, ranked 42 last year as well. An all-star with 3 different teams, Pau's consistency, finesse, and toughness was underappreciated due to the high expectations from privileged Laker fans. But like always, the numbers don't lie. Now, would it shock you that Pau Gasol was the most productive player for the Lakers in the Alpha Kobe years? Narratives are very powerful. Number 41, Dwayne Wade, 40 last year, 2006 Finals MVP. In that 2006 playoff run, created a cult following for him. And there are very few players that had a comparable prime as Wade, but his career was hindered by injury, taking a secondary role in the midst of his prime, and a poor development of outside shooting, which caused his later years to be very inefficient compared to his peers. Greatest Heat ever, all-time Heat leader in points, assists, and steals.